$6.8 billion fuel subsidy fraud scandal is heaping pressure on Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan. Frederic VandeVyver caught up with the president for more on this.
The PIB were working very hard, and even with me, we have some members of our National Assembly. Both those of us in the executive arm of government and our parliamentarians, and even the business sector, especially those who are in the oil and gas industry, are quite passionate about the PIB. Unfortunately, the PIB, we thought that the last parliament going to conclude it, but somehow there were a few areas they couldn't, and it was going towards the end. No, towards the end, there are politicians, everybody struggling, campaigning for elections, so we were unable to pass the PIB bill. But this time around, I believe we've set up a committee to review it, because when it was in the parliament, because there were public hearings, so a number of issues came up, and we want to put everything together and make sure that all stakeholders come together so that by the time it gets to the parliament, we will not have this kind of unnecessary discordant tones that will create more confusion in parliament. I believe this time around, when they get it, under a reasonable time, they will pass the PIB bill, because it's a key factor in terms of investment in the oil industry.
Boko Haram made many victims in the past few months and weeks. Possible threats on the southern part of the nation would make this crisis very difficult to handle. Mr. President, how are you tackling this?
Yes, unfortunately, we have to share this global terror attacks. Initially, we never expected it. We had our local security issues, occasional armed robbery, banditry, and so on. But this terror and suicide bombing, very alien. So our security architecture was not well designed for terror attacks and suicide bombing. But having been confronted with this, we have now acquired, and we're still acquiring. So we are approaching it from different angles. Some of what we are doing, the effects will be immediate. Some of the things we are doing, the effects will come out at the medium term. Some of the things we are doing, the effects will come at the long term. The immediate, which will continue, is the issue of a confrontation, or maybe you have to confront them, you have to reduce their impact, and so on and so on, and prevent it, and take proactive steps to prevent bombing, which we are doing quite well. It's just that when you have one explosion, the feeling of people is so diverse. So even if you have prevented 100 and you miss one, it creates a lot of problems. I always say that, like somebody will say that if you enter any forest, you see so many snakes. Only 1 out of 10 is dangerous. But because that dangerous one could be lethal, so that people don't even want to see anything snake, because the bite of that one dangerous one is fatal. You see, so when you miss one, nobody will talk about the 100 or more that you have prevented, but we are working very hard. So that's that. But then another one is that we are also looking at the community angle. These boys who are doing this belong to communities, belong to families. So we're also looking at the dialogue aspect with people who know them. No, they are faceless, so you cannot really discuss with them. But we know that people know them, and we're trying to do. So these are things that will be giving us some immediate results.